Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, I still feel young inside, but why does my body feel like it's moving slower? Or maybe you've noticed your skin doesn't glow quite the way it used to, or your joints remind you every time you stand up that yes, another birthday has come and gone. If you've had moments like that, you're not alone. Aging has a way of creeping up not just in wrinkles or gray hair, but in how we feel every single day. But here's something you may not hear often enough. Aging isn't a decline, it's a transition. And the beautiful part is you have more control over it than you might think. One of the most powerful ways to slow down the signs of aging inside and out is through the food you eat. Yes, your fork might just be the most powerful anti-aging tool you've got. We're not talking about complicated diets or chasing the latest health trends. This isn't about spending a fortune on exotic superfoods you've never heard of. This is about simple, everyday choices. Foods that are nourishing, healing, and deeply supportive of your body as it moves gracefully through its golden years. In this video, we're going to explore some of the top anti-aging foods you can start adding to your meals today, not next week, not when the stars align, today. Let's start with something as simple as berries. Yes, those tiny, colorful jewels you might sprinkle over your morning yogurt or enjoy in a smoothie. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. They're not just sweet and satisfying. They're packed with antioxidants, which are like little bodyguards that protect your cells from damage. As we age, our cells naturally face more wear and tear. Sun exposure, stress, pollution, and even just the passage of time can create free radicals, unstable molecules that attack healthy cells. Antioxidants from berries help neutralize those free radicals, slowing down aging from the inside out. But the magic of berries doesn't stop there. Blueberries in particular have been studied for their impact on memory and brain health. In fact, some research suggests they may help delay cognitive decline, especially in older adults. So, if you've ever forgotten where you left your keys, or why you walked into the kitchen adding a handful of berries to your breakfast, might just help keep your mind sharp and focused. And let's be honest, there's something joyful about starting your day with something naturally sweet. Now let's talk about a rich, golden ingredient that's been used for centuries: turmeric. You've probably seen it in curries or teas, or maybe you've even taken a supplement or two. But when you understand how powerful turmeric really is, you'll want to make it a regular guest at your dinner table. The star compound in turmeric is called curcumin, and it's been studied for its anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. Inflammation is one of the sneakiest contributors to aging. It can show up in stiff joints, digestive issues, brain fog, and even heart disease. But here's the catch. Chronic inflammation often hides in the background, doing damage slowly over time without any dramatic symptoms. That's why adding turmeric, even in small amounts, can be so beneficial. A pinch in your scrambled eggs, a spoonful in soup, a warm cup of turmeric tea before bed. It's gentle, easy, and surprisingly effective. What makes turmeric even more powerful is pairing it with black pepper. Just a little dash boosts your body's ability to absorb curcumin by over 1,000%. That's right. A simple spice combo can make a world of difference. And when you think about it, isn't that kind of beautiful? That something so humble, so simple, can have such a profound effect on your health? Speaking of humble powerhouses, let's not overlook leafy greens. Spinach, kale, collard greens. These aren't just for the health nuts at trendy cafes. They are some of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet, rich in vitamins like A, C, and K, plus calcium, iron, and fiber. Leafy greens help support strong bones, a healthy heart, and glowing skin. And yes, that means fewer wrinkles and better balance when you're walking down the stairs. What many people don't realize is that bone density naturally decreases as we age, especially after 60. That's one of the reasons fractures from falls become more common. But calcium and vitamin K from greens help keep bones strong and resilient. And don't worry, you don't have to eat a giant bowl of raw kale to see the benefits. A handful of spinach in your omelet, a few leaves tossed into your soup, a little chopped kale in your stir-fry. It all adds up. Plus, the fiber in leafy greens helps keep digestion smooth, which, let's face it, becomes more important than ever as we get older. No one wants to feel bloated, sluggish, or uncomfortable. When your digestion is happy, everything else tends to feel better too. There's something else greens do that often gets overlooked. They help your body detox naturally, not in a scary, extreme way, but in a gentle, steady, reliable way. Your liver loves leafy greens. And when your liver is happy, your skin tends to look more vibrant, your energy is steadier, and your mood is more balanced. Now, I know what you might be thinking. I've never been a big fan of vegetables, or it's too late to change how I eat. But here's the truth. It's never too late. Every small change you make today sets the foundation for how you feel tomorrow. One bowl of berries, one turmeric tea, one handful of greens. These aren't just foods, they're choices. They're messages you send to your body saying, I care, I'm listening, I'm here for you. And believe me, your body listens. It remembers. It responds. There's a certain comfort that comes with knowing the food you eat can truly support your body as it changes. And when it comes to comfort, few things beat a warm, satisfying bowl of oatmeal. But oatmeal isn't just for chilly mornings or quick breakfasts. It's a quiet hero in the fight against aging. Whole oats are rich in fiber, especially a type called beta-glucan, which helps lower cholesterol and balance blood sugar levels. As we get older, those two things, cholesterol and blood sugar, become key players in our overall health. Stable blood sugar means more steady energy throughout the day, fewer mood swings, and less stress on your body. And lower cholesterol supports a strong, healthy heart, something we all want ticking steadily for many more birthdays to come. But oats also give you something just as valuable, a feeling of satisfaction. That sense of being nourished, full, and content after a meal. And when you top your oatmeal with a few berries or crushed walnuts, you're not just eating, you're fueling your future. You're layering one healthy choice on top of another, and those layers build strength, resilience, and vitality. Now, speaking of walnuts, let's take a moment to talk about nuts and seeds. Walnuts, almonds, flax seeds, chia seeds. These little bites pack a powerful punch. They're full of healthy fats, especially omega-3s, which are known to reduce inflammation and support brain and heart health. And if you've ever felt like your memory isn't quite as sharp, or you're searching for the word that's just on the tip of your tongue, you'll be glad to know that omega-3s are your ally. But it's not just about the brain. These healthy fats also nourish your skin from the inside out. They help keep your skin soft, supple, and hydrated, fighting off dryness, sagging, and those fine lines that like to sneak up over time. When you eat nuts and seeds regularly, you're not just adding texture and flavor to your meals, you're giving your skin the moisture it craves. And let's be honest, there's something empowering about choosing a small handful of walnuts as a snack instead of something processed and sugary. It's a little way of saying, I choose to take care of myself. And those small choices day after day, they begin to shift how you feel, how you move, and even how you see yourself in the mirror. Now, if you're looking for something that feels indulgent and luxurious but is still incredibly good for you, look no further than avocado. Yes, that smooth, creamy green fruit that feels like a treat every time you eat it. Avocados are rich in monounsaturated fats, the heart-healthy kind that help lower bad cholesterol and raise the good kind. They're also full of potassium, fiber, and antioxidants. But here's what makes avocados truly special. They support your skin, your eyes, your joints, and even your mood. The healthy fats in avocado help your body absorb other important nutrients like vitamins A, D, E, and K, which are fat-soluble. That means if you eat a salad without any fat, your body might not fully absorb the nutrients. Add a few slices of avocado, and suddenly you've unlocked the full potential of your meal. Plus, let's not forget that as we age, joint pain and stiffness can become more common. The anti-inflammatory compounds in avocado may help ease that discomfort, keeping you flexible and active. Whether you're gardening, walking the dog, or playing with your grandchildren, it feels good to move freely. And food plays a big role in keeping those movements smooth and pain-free. Now, let's bring in one more superstar and unsung hero that often gets pushed to the side of the plate: sweet potatoes. These vibrant orange beauties are rich in beta-carotene, which your body converts into vitamin A. And vitamin A is essential for healthy skin, strong vision, and a robust immune system. But sweet potatoes offer something even deeper: slow-digesting complex carbohydrates that give you lasting energy without the crash. They're sweet, satisfying, and versatile roasted, mashed, baked, or turned into a warming soup. And because they're naturally rich in fiber, they help support digestion and keep you feeling full longer. Have you ever had one of those afternoons where your energy just drops? Where you feel like you need a nap or a second cup of coffee or maybe a sugary snack to push through the rest of the day? That's often your body crying out for nourishment. Not just calories, but real, sustaining, slow-burning fuel. Sweet potatoes provide that beautifully. And here's a gentle reminder: eating well isn't about being perfect. It's not about cutting everything out or sticking to strict rules. It's about giving your body the kindness it deserves. It's about creating meals that are full of color, flavor, and life because you are full of life, and every bite can reflect that. Maybe you grew up in a time when food was about necessity, not nutrition. Maybe you didn't grow up hearing about antioxidants or omega-3s, but here you are now with the wisdom of experience and the freedom to make choices that serve you. It's never too late to start feeding your body with love, to sit down to a meal, and know that it's not just delicious, it's deeply nourishing. You don't need a complete overhaul. Just small steps: a sprinkle of flaxseed here, a few slices of avocado there, a handful of berries in the morning. These aren't chores, they're acts of care, of strength, of hope. And if you've ever doubted whether what you eat really matters, at this stage in life, let me gently remind you: it does. Every cell in your body is listening. And when you choose foods that heal, that soothe, that energize, you're not just adding years to your life. You're adding life to your years. There's a beautiful kind of confidence that comes from knowing you're doing something good for your body, especially when that something is as simple as the food on your plate. And while we've already talked about some incredible choices: berries, turmeric, greens, oats, nuts, avocado, sweet potatoes, there are still a few more that deserve a place in your everyday routine. Not just for how they help you look on the outside, but for how they help you feel on the inside. Let's talk about olive oil. Not the cheap, tasteless kind that sits at the back of a dusty shelf, but real, high-quality, extra-virgin olive oil. This golden liquid has been a staple of Mediterranean cultures for generations, and it's no coincidence that some of the longest-living people in the world use it daily. Olive oil is full of monounsaturated fats and polyphenols compounds that reduce inflammation, protect your heart, and even support brain health. There's something incredibly nurturing about drizzling it over your salad, using it to roast vegetables, or mixing it into a warm soup. It's not flashy, it's not trendy, but it's powerful. And perhaps most importantly, it helps bring other healthy foods together. A little olive oil turns a bowl of plain spinach into something rich and satisfying. It turns a tomato into a treat. And speaking of tomatoes, they're another food worth celebrating, especially when they're cooked. That's right. Unlike many other fruits and vegetables, tomatoes actually become more nutritious when they're simmered, stewed, or roasted. That's because cooking tomatoes boosts the availability of lycopene, a powerful antioxidant that has been linked to reduced risk of heart disease, certain cancers, and even skin aging. So, if you've ever enjoyed a warm bowl of tomato soup or a hearty tomato sauce over whole grain pasta, you've done something wonderful for your body without even realizing it. Lycopene doesn't just protect your heart and skin, it may even play a role in maintaining strong bones and a sharp memory as you age. And that's the kind of multitasking food we love. But we can't talk about anti-aging foods without shining a light on something that often gets overlooked: fermented foods. Yes, we're talking about yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, and even miso. These foods are rich in probiotics, the beneficial bacteria that help keep your gut healthy and your immune system strong. You might be wondering, why should I care about my gut? But here's the truth. Your gut is like your second brain. It influences your mood, your energy, your immune function, and even how well you absorb nutrients from the food you eat. And as we get older, our gut bacteria naturally change, which can affect digestion, cause bloating, and even increase inflammation. Adding a spoonful of sauerkraut to your plate, a cup of kefir to your breakfast, or even a little plain yogurt as a snack can gently restore balance to your digestive system. And when your gut feels good, everything else starts to fall into place. You sleep better. You think clearer. You move more freely. It's all connected. Now, let's shift to something both simple and profound. Green tea. For thousands of years, people across Asia have turned to green tea not just for hydration, but for healing. And modern science now supports what ancient wisdom has known all along. Green tea is packed with catechins, a type of antioxidant that supports heart health, boosts metabolism, and may even reduce the risk of cognitive decline. There's something soothing about sipping a warm cup of green tea in the afternoon. It slows you down in the best possible way, and it reminds you to be present, to savor the quiet, to care for yourself gently. You don't need to drink 10 cups a day, just 1 or 2 is enough to make a difference over time. Let each cup be a little act of grace in your day. And finally, let's return to something familiar but see it with fresh eyes. Water. Yes, plain water, because even the healthiest food in the world won't serve you well if your body is running dry. As we age, our sense of thirst tends to dull. You might not feel as thirsty, even if your body needs hydration. And dehydration doesn't always show up as dry lips or an empty water bottle. Sometimes it shows up as fatigue, dizziness, joint, pain, or forgetfulness. Think of water as the river that carries nutrients throughout your body. It cushions your joints, protects your organs, helps your skin glow, and keeps everything flowing. And here's a little tip. If plain water feels boring, try infusing it with slices of cucumber, lemon, or mint. It's refreshing, flavorful, and encourages you to drink more without even thinking about it. You see, aging well isn't about turning back the clock. It's about being here for every moment ahead. It's about showing up for yourself with the quiet strength that says, I matter. It's about enjoying meals that are colorful, vibrant, and alive because you are still all of those things. The foods we've talked about today, they're not just items on a grocery list. They're building blocks. They're tools. They're tiny miracles that work with your body, not against it. And the best part? You don't have to change everything at once. You just have to begin. Start by adding, not subtracting. Add a handful of berries, add a spoon of flaxseed, add a cup of green tea. These aren't restrictions, they're invitations. Invitations to feel better, to move more freely, to wake up each morning feeling just a little more energized, a little more vibrant, a little more you. So go ahead. Open that fridge. Stir that pot. Pour that tea. Not because you're chasing youth, but because you're honoring the life you've lived, the wisdom you've earned, and the incredible journey that's still ahead. You know, when people talk about aging, they often talk about loss. Loss of youth, loss of strength, loss of sharpness. But that's not the whole story. What doesn't get talked about nearly enough is what we gain: clarity, wisdom, freedom, the ability to choose what really matters. And perhaps most beautifully, the ability to nurture ourselves in a way that we didn't have the time, knowledge, or confidence to do earlier in life. Adding anti-aging foods to your diet isn't about chasing perfection. It's not about wrinkles or waistlines. It's about nourishment. Deep, daily nourishment that honors the life you've already lived and the life you're still creating, one bite at a time. Because here's the truth. Food doesn't just feed your body, it feeds your soul. When you sit down with a bowl of something warm, wholesome, and healing, It reminds you that you're worthy of care. You're worthy of slowing down. You're worthy of meals that make you feel good, not just while you're eating, but long after the dishes are done. And when you choose those meals, when you choose blueberries over boxed snacks, or olive oil over processed sauces, or a home-cooked meal over something microwaved, you're not just fueling your body. You're sending yourself a message that says, I want to feel alive. I want to move with ease. I want to laugh without aching, remember without struggling, and live with light in my eyes. Maybe you've spent years putting other people first, raising children, working jobs, caring for aging parents. And now, this chapter of life, it's yours. It's your time to reclaim your energy, your joy, your health. And you don't need a perfect meal plan or a nutrition degree. You just need small, loving steps. Start your morning with something vibrant, a cup of green tea, a piece of fruit, or even a few deep breaths while the kettle warms. Midday, choose a lunch that doesn't leave you sluggish, but lifts you up. Add a leafy green, a spoon of yogurt, or some roasted vegetables with a drizzle of olive oil. In the evening, instead of rushing through dinner or grabbing what's easy, pause. Choose something simple and warm. A sweet potato, a bit of grilled salmon, a bowl of hearty soup, and in between, listen to your body. Not just your hunger, but your cravings for movement, stillness, connection. Sometimes, caring for your health means going for a walk. Other times, it means taking a nap without guilt. That's part of the nourishment, too. Remember, aging isn't a problem to be fixed. It's a privilege to be lived fully. Many people never get to see the age you are now. That's something sacred. And if you've made it this far, you deserve to feel good while you keep going. So, let today be a fresh start. Not a diet, not a set of rules, just a new rhythm of kindness toward yourself. Think of food as your friend, your ally, the quiet helper that gives you the energy to chase joy, the clarity to stay sharp, and the strength to do the things you love, whether that's dancing, gardening, laughing with grandkids, or simply waking up without pain. Because that's what all of this is really about, isn't it? Not food for food's sake, but food that gives you life, real life, rich with color, texture, taste, and time. More time to walk under the sun. More time to listen to your favorite music. More time to feel proud of how well you're taking care of yourself, even if no one else sees it but you. And if you ever feel discouraged if a day goes by and you don't eat the way you wanted to please, don't beat yourself up. You're not falling behind. You're human. This journey isn't about being perfect. It's about being consistent and compassionate with yourself. Every bite is a chance to start again. Now, if you found any of this helpful, or if it reminded you of someone you care about, share it. Leave a comment. Let us know what foods make you feel most alive. When you share, you're not just helping yourself, you're helping others who may feel a little lost, a little tired, and a little unsure of how to start. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. There's a whole community of people just like you, smart, seasoned, and ready to live well at every age. This channel is for you, for all the questions you've wanted to ask, for all the encouragement you deserve, for all the wisdom you carry, and might not realize others need to hear. Because at the end of the day, growing older isn't the end of anything. It's the beginning of living deeper. So take that first step. Pour that cup of tea. Choose the berry, peel the sweet potato, stir the soup. You're not too old. It's not too late. And your best days aren't behind you. They're waiting at your next meal. Here's to vibrant health, to joyful meals, and to living your best life at any age. You've got this.